Hi everyone, Eric Reynolds with your Fox 10 News Now update. The community came together to pay their final respects to fallen Baldwin County Deputy William Bill Smith. It was a hero's goodbye for Baldwin County Deputy Smith, who gave his life to save a drowning swimmer near Fort Morgan more than a week ago. Hundreds of law enforcement officers attended his funeral Saturday at the Baldwin County Coliseum in Robertsdale.
We need men and women like Bill Smith. He made the world more safe. He made our world more human, and he certainly had a fantastic sense of humor.
When Bill spoke about his family, he spoke like a man should, with reverence, with love and admiration. As you guys know, Bill was all in, all the time. He was committed.
The quote, "working for a cause and not in applause," pretty much sums up what Bill thought about working in his professions.
Deputy Smith leaves behind his wife Samantha of nearly 32 years of marriage, as well as their 2 adult sons, Bo and Jake. Also this morning, officials say that lagging vaccination rates across the country could leave some areas vulnerable to potential outbreaks and new COVID-19 variants. Last week, major cities like Seattle and Denver crossed the Biden administration's goal of having 70% of adults vaccinated with at least 1 dose by July 4th. But officials say that vaccination rates in certain states remain relatively low, including in states like Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi, Tennessee, and Wyoming. And while adults and children over 12 now continue to receive vaccines across the United States, experts are split on how urgently children under the age of 12 should receive the vaccine.
They are still at risk of hospitalization, and they are still at risk of having adverse side effects. Kids have been isolated for a large proportion of time, but as school starts back in the fall and they're in classrooms, they're in group activities and school sports, it's going to get colder, so people are going to start moving inside. Their risk is going to increase if they're not vaccinated.
Another concern among experts, the mental health of adolescents during the pandemic. They say emergency room visits for suicide attempts rose an alarming 51% among teenage girls during the pandemic. Now, that's according to a new study by the CDC. If you still want to get a COVID-19 vaccine, the Mobile County Health Department wants to remind you about several vaccine clinics. You can get the Pfizer, Moderna, or the Johnson & Johnson vaccines Monday through Fridays between 9 and 3:30 at the New Bern Health Center. It's on Cox Street across from USA Children's and Women's Hospital. Now, you don't have to have an appointment. You can just walk right in fact. And a reminder, the J&J and Moderna vaccines are for people 18 and older. The Pfizer vaccine available for anyone 12 and up. And the Mobile County Health Department is also hosting 2 more vaccine clinics in Calvert this week. Now, those clinics are tomorrow and Wednesday from 2 p.m. until 7 p.m. at the Eric Hine Learning Center there. The Pfizer vaccine will be administered to those 12 and older.
I'm meteorologist Michael White with your Fox 10 Storm Tracker report, and you can see early this Monday morning things are dry. We did pick up a lot of rain and storms over the weekend. Some spots saw rain Saturday, some spots saw rain Sunday. Some of you saw rain on both days, and we also dealt with lots of heat and humidity. Now, the hot temperatures, they are not going away. We are going to be sizzling today with a projected high right back into the 90s and a heat index in the triple digits. You can see on this 12-hour loop, the core of the storms remain to the west of Interstate 65 yesterday. We saw a fewer number of storms popping up east of Interstate 65, and these things packed a punch with heavy rain, lightning, and gusty winds. Thankfully, they died down last night, and now things are calm and quiet and will stay that way through this morning. Chance of rain today is expected to be lower. In the tropics, we are watching a disturbance still in the Gulf of Mexico. Currently, it's sitting in the Bay of Campeche, which is the southern Gulf, and it's going to be meandering its way northward slowly. Now, the odds of this becoming at least a tropical depression within 5 days sits at 50%, so this will be the zone that we watch and follow carefully over the next several days. Your weather headlines for this Monday. It's feeling better outside. Temperatures for most are starting off in the upper 60s, which is a nice reprieve from how we ended last week. This afternoon, though, very hot with storms possible. And then we continue to track the tropics because of that disturbance in the Gulf. Let's go through the Fox 10 Futurecast this morning. No worries for showers or storms. As we get to the afternoon, we will see a few storms popping up. They're very rarely in the summer do you get a day with a rain chance of 0, but certainly the number of storms we deal with today, much fewer in number than what we faced over the course of the weekend. Here's a glimpse at how the next 7 days stack up. The rain coverage 20 to 30% today through Wednesday, less than that for Thursday, and then we will have to deal with a few hit and miss storms over the weekend. Notice how the high temperatures go from the low 90s to start the week back down into the mid to upper 80s toward the tail end of the week and over the weekend. We'll be talking much more about your forecast throughout the day right here on Fox 10 News Now.